This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
So this is the October 17th meeting of the, I think where I am.
September.
Licensing. September, oh, September,
Yeah.
yes, okay. I don't have an agenda, so. I
Make a
can't-
motion to open.
I'll make a well, you make the motion,
Yeah, I'll make a motion to open the meeting. Second it.
second.
All right. I have the agenda here. Is anybody here to speak publicly? Any questions? All right, I move that we open and end the public speak time.
Second.
All right. Meeting minutes, do we just vote to
To approve the minutes.
last?
The last, so I have July and August listed here, but I did do also June.
Oh, great.
Or so I put in the shared drive.
Right.
There's May, 2 July meetings, and an August meeting.
And we're voting on all of those to put them up?
Yes.
Okay, I move that we approve those.
Yeah, second.
All right.
So it's first on the agenda.
Small oven.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. So you're seeking an amended license?
Yes.
And what do you, I'm so sorry, I didn't.
It's
look
totally
over
fine.
your-
It's just with my financials, it was part of like my financial package. So it would be, hi Sam, the amendment is so that they take over Common Capital, who is my one of the institutions helping me fund the project. They would take over the liquor license temporarily until the loan is paid off. Yeah.
This is a typical pledge of collateral
Right.
amendment you see to the license, so
Mhm. So we're just adding that to your existing
Yeah.
license? Okay,
just making that amendment to it.
Okay, great.
So I did put the full application in the shared drive, and I have the LAC form that the board needs to sign. I didn't print one out, and I'm just gonna send that to you guys electronically if that works for you.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine, yeah.
so I move that we approve the amendment.
Second.
All set.
Thanks, you guys.
You're welcome.
All right, have a good day, y'all.
Take care later.
Who's next?
I'm just waiting for
Thank you.
Lindsay to catch up here. Yeah, she's our faithful scribe.
Just don't.
That's all right.
Sure, yeah.
Ready, thank you.
Next up is Fort Hill looking for a special one-day license for Barks and Brews on 10/6.
So Barks, this is gonna be our 7th year or so of Barks and Brews.
Yeah.
We're just seeking to allow people to drink in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
All right, so same footprint that you've used in the past, nothing's changed, you're just getting same old, same old.
Yep.
Pardon me, I haven't had time to look at the application, I'll take a look at it tonight, but.
Yeah.
Um,
Application was complete, no changes. In my 6 years, we've never received a complaint on the event, so everything's in place.
I move to approve.
Second.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
New City,
Hi there.
one day.
Yep, for Harvest Fest.
13 City Brewery, and again, I'm so sorry, I haven't looked at your application. Lindsay, you've looked at
The
it?
one that's in Nonotuck Park?
Mountain Park, yeah.
Oh, that
at
one.
the Rotary.
Oh, yeah.
Pavilion.
Okay.
Beer and wine. This is my 3rd or 4th year doing it.
Nothing's changed?
Nothing's changed. Pretty sweet event.
Yeah.
Just set up next to their kitchen building and slang the beverages.
Right. And you have everything they need from them?
Yep. Site plan was missing?
No, I
or-
uploaded the site plan. Accidentally bought the tips course for Georgia because mine expired.
Okay.
And then I went to go do it and noticed it said Georgia, even though I remember on the drop down clicking Massachusetts.
Oh, gosh.
So I just need to renew my
Okay.
tip certification for the maybe 5th or 6th time.
Right.
Which I'm happy to do. I paid for it, and then everything else should be there. The liabilities there, the
Yeah.
site plan. I just included a picture this time instead of the cartoon map of the
Sure.
thing.
Are you gonna have anyone else there serving with you that's tip certified?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Okay, so then that constitutes, you both don't need to be tip certified.
I just want to send in this
Sure.
thing because it asked for. I didn't want to upload an expired one. So
Makes sense, but,
I-
so the board knows you only need to have, there was argument with the previous board members before on who needs to be tip certified, and everyone needs to be tip certified. There only has to be at least one person who is tip certified at all times on the premises. So like, if you come onto your shift to serve and you're tip certified, then nobody else needs to be there as long as there's someone there supervising the consumption of alcohol and
Okay.
over service. And then you leave and you come on to shift, and that's fine as you, the one person.
I
So-
need it for all my renewals and everything.
You need it,
anyway.
yeah,
I
but
get it.
just
and
so
I
the
just don't
board
need it
knows
for-
it's
I don't need
okay
it
for
for
your
Georgia.
application.
You know.
Well,
I thought you were talking about a woman named Georgia. I was like, well, why doesn't Georgia just do it?
It's also a country in Eastern Europe, but
Exactly.
counting, you know. No, Massachusetts. I'll get it done and I'll upload it to the permit site. Then you'll have it, and then I think that's everything.
All right, I move to approve this special one day for 10/13.
Second.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, last but not least,
Right,
yeah, you're here for 2?
for 2, yeah, I'll take a seat here.
Yeah.
These are actually brand new events for us. We have not done these events before. The first one is an event that has happened, I think this is the 3rd or 4th year they've been doing it. It's actually here at City Hall in the parking lot. It's this Saturday, it's a maker's market. And in the past, they've just haven't had alcohol at it before, but one of the organizers is one of our staff, and they asked us to be a part of it
Yeah.
this year. So I did upload a site plan to it, so it's kind of overlaid here. So this is the parking lot, this is the building here, and these numbers here are the vendor stalls, and then they have a box for us, and then there's 3 food trucks that are going to be here too.
Nice.
And I've been talking with the person organizing it about putting in some of our orange snow fencing to block off basically this little grassy hill between City Hall and the fire department. And then everything else is just going to be, so this line is sort of the fence here. I just drew that in.
where are you serving?
So it's going to be the whole area where people are going to be able to walk around.
Oh, okay.
So we're bringing our truck that you saw on Saturday.
Yeah,
And that's gonna kind of get set up right,
kitty cornered over there.
yeah, to the left of the electric chargers. And I think there's also a little walkway there. We're gonna put another orange fence there. So the only way people are gonna be able to get in is there's no parking here, obviously. I'm not sure where they're gonna park. But this event's happened before in the past, so I don't think there's been any issues before. Have you heard of anything from the city?
I haven't with this, however, this kind of ties into one of the things on our schedule tonight for police details. So, I know for Parks and Rec specifically, the interim chief of police called me last week and said there was no police detail at Arcadia Folk Fest or River Roads. River Roads
That's the one down by, not a Tuck Park.
at Millside.
At Millside, sorry.
So, and that there was supposed to be a detail. I know that in the past, Cassandra and her partner had always had a police detail, but I think since the separation of the events and
Oh, yeah.
dissolve of the relationship this year, I think he kind of missed the mark on some things, so he didn't acquire the police detail for the River Roads event. So it does say in the Parks and Rec regulations that there needs to be a police detail for anything at their locations. This is not Parks and Rec, however, it is city property. So I don't know if there needs to be a police detail for an event where people are walking around on city property with alcohol. And I'm not saying that liability would fall on you either, Matt, but more so the event organizers is what the chief had told me and communicated to me. So I don't have any written language saying that there's a requirement for one at this location, but there was some concern from police about River Roads and other things that have been happening that we issued alcohol licenses for that didn't have police details.
So in future, we're gonna have that as a requirement on our, maybe on the application? For the organizers to prove that they've done it? Is that how we go forward? You know, like where in the process?
Sure.
It seems like it was on the application that says, you know, one of the boxes you have to check is if this
Yeah.
event is happening on
I think it's gonna be
city
so,
property.
yeah, so unique to each event and location too. So at Millside or Nonotuck or any of the park locations, it's a requirement no matter what.
Parks and, right, yeah.
But city property is gonna be, and maybe that's not a conversation for this application before you right now.
Right.
But after we close out this application, it is on our agenda to talk about tonight.
Sure.
But just wanted to put that out there,
Well-
that's a concern of police right now.
So is that, would that, police chief decide that?
That was some of my discussion
Yeah.
that I think would, we can discuss that after this
Oh,
application.
Sure.
But just to have it in your mind on how you move forward with this application, I mean, you could always approve conditionally if the Maker's Market gets one, or you can approve as is, and then we continue to have these discussions. It's not an immediate threat to this application, but it's certainly something to consider
All right.
for now and for later.
Absolutely.
At this point, it's not saying that
We don't
They have to do
we
this.
don't have any policy in place right now to prohibit this
Yeah,
license from moving
yeah.
forward.
Okay,
In that case, I move to approve it.
second.
All right. And we'll talk about this.
Okay.
Sorry, I just,
Sorry. Yeah, no, that was good.
Moving pieces
Yeah.
There was there park security at, I saw some people in security.
so doesn't matter if there's CERT or park security, the policy clearly states that the event
Police
organizer
detail.
needs to hire police detail anytime alcohol is served
On these park
on
grounds.
park grounds.
Parks and Rec.
So if you get invited to Mill Pond Live or Arcade, that just know that the event organizer is responsible
Right.
for, and we'll have to tie that into
Yeah.
our role somehow.
Yeah. Is that moving forward to, like you said, with Arcadia? Is that city?
That's not.
No,
It
that's
doesn't belong to
No,
the city, that
that's
belongs to them.
Right, right.
Yeah.
No.
Trustees of the reservation on that,
Yeah.
so that's private.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay, and the second one on 10-5,
The second one, that one is
Monster Art?
Yeah, it's called Monster Art Project. They last had one of these in 2019, and it's been on hold for this long since the pandemic. It happens in Suite 26, which is one of the like basement level event spaces in Eastworks. So this is in Eastworks, 4 to 7 p.m. on 2 Saturdays from now. And the event organizers had just asked us if we would be interested in being a vendor there and then serving beers. This is all in one room, so it's not throughout Eastworks at all. And yeah, we're gonna have, so we'll have tip certified staff at this event pouring and at this other event also too.
all right.
I mean, all of our staff is tip certified.
Right.
What is Monster Art?
So it is sort of like it's a vendor event. So this is sort of like this Maker's Market craft vendor event. This is another type of vendor
Like an
event,
art sale?
but it like revolves around. They call it this Monster Art Project. So it's just a different style of art vendors that they have there.
Cool.
But I think it had a lot of traction when they last did it, so they were expecting a good turnout for this one too.
Great. All right, that sounds good to me. I move to approve it.
Okay, a second.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks an awful lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you'll be seeing me next month too, because I'll be talking to you about this last process in this distillery license
yeah.
application.
Okay. Yes, do you have the next application put together?
I haven't done anything on it yet, because,
Okay.
but I know that it was October 9th is the next meeting, so I think next week I'm gonna have to get on or talk to you about getting these advertisements in the newspaper
Right.
set up.
Because I don't know that we'll have time before October 9th to do that.
how far in advance do they have to?
So it's 10 days advance posting to the meeting date, and then 72 hours advance of that 10 days for Daily Hampshire Gazette. So
So like that's
13
13
days
days.
ahead of time.
days or business days?
Well, days for the posting, business days for the Gazette, because they go to print on Fridays for the weekend.
Right.
And then my schedule, of course, Monday through Thursday if I'm
Yeah.
here.
So I
So you
mean,
could do, if it was business days,
Yes.
you still have time to do this.
yeah, because it's October 9th, so it
Yeah.
would be like the last week in September.
Right, but if it's 72 hours before and then 10 business days, right?
Just want to
So
make sure
you
that
have
I'm
to
not
get
here
that-
next week either, so.
Okay.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, you have time if you got it in this week. If it's not business, I'm assuming is it business days we're talking about, Lindsay?
No, I think that, no, because
Oh, okay.
the
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's
legal,
published.
wait, what day is our meeting?
The 9th?
October 9th. This is what it says in the agenda.
It is October 9th, thank you.
Yeah.
Right, so. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'd be Sunday,
We have 15 days.
Sunday the 30th for posting. It needs to be posted on Sunday the 30th to do the 10 days.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, so the Gazette would need to know by Thursday the 26th. And I'm not here the 23rd, 25th, or 26th. So I would have to do it by the 24th, on the 24th when I'm here.
You're here the 24th.
I'm here tomorrow and the 24th, and that's it for the next 2 weeks.
So I can easily get it to you. I can get it, so 1 week from today, the 24th.
Yeah, like if you send it to me anytime between now and the 23rd, then
Mm-hmm.
24th when I come into work, I can just get
Okay.
that all taken care of.
I think a lot of it's just a lot of application
Yeah,
stuff and getting documents
Yeah.
together, so I can get that together for sure.
Okay.
I will get it together. I'm not waiting for it
sure.
until November.
Or I mean, if you can't meet that deadline, we can always see about doing another meeting at some point in October.
Sure.
So send me an email with either the application
Mm-hmm.
or a request for another meeting in October, and we can make it happen.
Sure. I know I last talked to you. I think you had followed up with the state, and you said they were very specific about, and they gave you a lot of information too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's the first time they've ever advised me to that extent. So I was like, wow, okay,
Which
great.
is great because
Yeah.
this is a very
Yeah.
it's been like a year and a half in the making.
Right.
So
Usually they say, ask your city solicitor, and the city solicitor goes, ask the ABCC, and I'm like,
Yeah, right.
thanks, guys. No one wants to give the legal advice, so.
okay, that's good to know. I will take
Yeah,
care
so
of that.
you have all that information from the state in an email. That's
Mm-hmm.
the paperwork I need as a full application, and as soon as I get that, we'll get working on it.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks very much.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Thanks.
Now we're just gonna chat about some business.
Yes.
Alright,
This
do we
goes
need to keep recording?
Yes, because it's on the agenda.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, under the park and recreation space for rentals, and I will send this to you guys, sorry, I didn't have time to, they just sent it to me today. It says the selling, distribution, or drinking of alcoholic beverages is allowed at Millside Park only if Easthampton Police Detail is present and all paperwork is filed with the city. A police detail is required for any event serving alcohol regardless of size. Arrangements for the police detail can be made through the Easthampton Police Department, proof of blah, 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 blah. So that's all on the event organizer.
Right,
But-
can I just look at this real
Yeah,
quick? Thanks.
So it's in this section here.
So it only mentions Millside Park.
Right, so this is, because that's the park where they throw events usually. Nonotuck, I don't know why they didn't,
So this does
Include-
not say anything about Parks and Rec, any Parks and Rec run site. It's just specific to Millside.
I mean, they bold only too, so.
Yeah, well, it's only if an Easthampton police detail is present, so, but then it doesn't,
Yeah, I guess it's not clear on.
well,
where-
I mean, it is, but it's very,
Yeah.
very clearly only mentions Millside.
Right,
So that's something I'm guessing your interpretation is probably correct. Because why would it just be Millside?
right. But then it, like, I'm also, because it was ingrained there just hours ago to me, I didn't even think, like, so Sam throwing an event at Nonotuck for our fall event. That's a city organized event, so is the city responsible then for having police detail there?
Well, I would say if everybody else is responsible for it, the city
Right.
should be too, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I guess the main question is, does this cover all Parks and Recs areas or Millside only? Because it's very specific to Millside.
Yeah, so I can double check with John Mason, the Director of Parks and Rec, as well as the Chief of Police, Dennis Scribner, and get that clarification. I wonder if it would make sense if the board implemented a regulation that says any event at Millside, Nonotuck, or on city property requires a police detail.
If it,
But then you get into the size triggers and, you know, like if I'm just having a 50-person fall makers market and
I don't, you know, like, it says regardless of size on this thing, but,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I wanna, because it's how much does police detail cost?
it's expensive.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't wanna add that if we don't have to. If they
Right.
don't care,
Right.
I don't care.
Okay.
Unless, you know, I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
And I could also ask the chief to come to the next October meeting and discuss his ideas
Yeah.
with the board.
Well, you know, if
I mean,
they,
you're probably thinking that, like at Millside, that's usually where they have the most people.
yeah,
Up to
You know,
2,000 people in that
yeah,
space.
yeah.
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So if we could find out, if they think they need that for any event of any size on a Parks and Rec run site, then that's their call.
Right.
But I don't wanna
No, and I
add it
imagine.
unless they want
yeah,
it, right?
and I imagine that
Yeah.
has to be passed through their commission too. So
Okay.
let me get clarification from John if it's just Millside or if it's any parks facility,
Right.
and we'll clear that up.
And also, the other thing we need to clear up is, I guess that, you know, like, or specific to this event, because it's a town event, this isn't run by Parks and Rec.
Right.
I wouldn't even ask about that, like, if they
No,
don't
and the
care,
Makers
like-
Mark isn't a city organization either,
No,
so it's
no,
like
that's a
you're-
wholly different thing,
right.
right, yeah. But I'd just say if they mean just Millside
Yeah,
or everything
okay,
that you run, and then just leave it at that. And
Yep,
If they say,
okay.
just Millside, we're like, okay, great.
okay, great,
We don't have to charge these people
Perfect.
for police details.
right.
Hmm.
Okay. I'll do that,
Okay, great. And is that the police, that's the agenda item? Is that all of it?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
I have a couple things I wanna talk about. One of them was the, go ahead.
We'll close the meeting.
Oh,
with-
yeah, sorry, I moved to close the meeting.
Second?